Charlie may have been marked since he was a child. We've discussed these GATE programs that they have in school.
Candace Owens. Oh, Candace. She is seemingly on a campaign right now to tank any semblance of credibility that she has maintained amongst her rabid fan base for the past few years by diving headfirst into the most deranged, out there, weird, wacky conspiracy theories that I have ever heard of. She is claiming that Charlie Kirk was monitored by agents since he was a child, that the CIA had some ancient Sumerian technology that allowed them to travel through time and to see into the future, and that Charlie Kirk was also a time traveler and had these psychic abilities, and the CIA saw him, and then that's why they had to kill him. It's weird. Yeah, it is as wacky as you think it is. So be sure to stick around until the end of the video to hear all about it, as well as don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it, and it's the best way to share your support. So do that for us, and let's continue. All right.
Charlie may have been marked since he was a child. We've discussed these GATE programs that they have in school. And I just think on the basis of what he told me, that when he was really young, they wanted to drug him, but his mother said no, and he was really grateful for that. And instead, they decided that they could send him to this X-Men school. That's the best way I can describe it. I would certainly, by the way, for you internet sleuths, I'd like to find out which school Charlie had to attend. So he was pulled out of the regular school he was attending, and he had to go to some special school for the gifted, like he was an X-Man.
Can she even hear herself? Okay, she's talking about Charlie Kirk like he could fly around and walk on walls and shoot lasers out of his eyes. Like he's Superman from another planet right now. That is what I'm getting from this, okay? You were both conservative podcasters, okay? I know you were close friends, right? I understand that Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens were very close friends for a very long time. But then to claim that your recently deceased friend, who died in a very public and tragic way, had all of these secret connections and government programs and all this shit, when none of that could possibly be the case, is some next level slop cope that just boggles the mind. All right, like I know that I think Candace wants to believe that like Charlie Kirk had this larger conspiracy, around him, and then that's why he died. It's a little strange, don't you think? But if you can believe it, this is like the most normal and tame thing that she says throughout this entire show. So just buckle up, okay? Let's continue.
This Project Looking Glass in the CIA, I wonder what they saw. Looking into the future, stealing not Egyptian but Sumerian technology, which is what they did. These are culture vultures. These Egyptsies is what they are. They wear whatever mask they need to. Do I have to pretend to be Catholic? Do I have to pretend to be Jewish? Do I have to pretend to be Muslim? No, they're thieves. They're glorified thieves is what these people are. And they've always been this since the beginning of history.
What? Well, no, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe my brain is just not on the same plane of existence, right? Maybe I just don't have the same capacity to open my mind to the next level of human understanding here and ascend beyond that the mortal plane to fully grasp what Candace Owens is saying right here, because I have no clue what in the goddamn hell she's talking about. Seriously, she is on some next level conspiracy theory nonsense that the CIA has been sent to the future through some Sumerian technology, and that they're culture vultures, and that because they switch their culture and use religion as like a shield to cover up their nefarious activities. Am I understanding that right? I think that's what she's saying here. You know what? Let's continue and see if maybe she'll answer some of those questions for us.
Essentially, there were these whistleblowers, like I told you, in the military and within the CIA apparatus that came forward to reveal that the deep state had a technology, which they stole, of course. Please do not miss the part that I keep explaining to you. These people are not smarter than you. They're just more evil. They steal, they plunder, and they steal things. And then they rewrite history and pretend that they were geniuses. Anyways, they have a knack for murder. They have a knack for theft. And this time, just like a lot of times before, they stole a device from the ancient Sumerian civilization that's located in modern day Iraq. Very advanced civilization. They're obsessed also with Egyptian civilization, as we discussed yesterday.
Okay, well, a little bit. That helped a little bit. Does the CIA steal, lie, and invade, and worse, for stupid reasons? Yes. Yes, of course they do. We know that. But to claim that they went to Iraq and found this ancient Sumerian technology is just asinine and laughable, okay? Because ancient civilizations were not these super advanced societies, right? They did not have this sci-fi level technology that has been lost to time, okay? Like every legitimate expert will tell you that that is the facts, right? But there's this strange obsession with these ancient civilizations amongst certain conspiracy theorists that believe that they somehow had this strange out there futuristic technology because they want to feel like something has been lost to time, that there is something that's being covered up, that the old ancient ways were more technologically advanced, XYZ, whatever you want to say here. Like the ancient pyramids being built by aliens, coming to Earth, or giving humans this insane technology to build the pyramids when it was most likely just like ramps and water or something. Or like how Stonehenge has been talked about to be this like communication network device. Okay, it's I don't know, man. It's just people who don't know what they're talking about, claiming that they do, and then trying to get more people on board, right? But I'm still very confused about how this all relates and the Charlie Kirk connection. So let's try and see if we can figure that out and see if Candace has any more information. Let's take a look.
And they stole some Sumerian technology that allowed them to predict outcomes, and that technology stopped working in 2012. We're going to get into that tomorrow. I find it to be fascinating. I wonder if they saw Charlie Kirk. Anyways.
Okay, watching more only made it worse. Watching more only made it worse. She is doing 2012 conspiracy theories in 2026. I cannot believe what I am seeing right now. Remember back in 2012, for those of you who remember, like when the whole world was going to end, right? Because the end of the Mayan calendar, I think it was like the Mayan calendar ended in 2012. So people just thought that, okay, the world is going to end. And so she's tying this CIA, Sumerian ancient technology, Charlie Kirk connection to that. I don't know what on earth she could possibly be smoking. And then saying and implying that the CIA saw Charlie Kirk in their time travel shenanigans, like he's Neo from the Matrix or something, like this destined one through space and time, traveling along the space-time continuum. He was above all of human. Like, what is going on right now? Okay, maybe if we watch a little more, it'll become more clear. Maybe this whole thing is a misunderstanding, right? Right?
Why did Charlie think he was a time traveler? He said, as I showed you in earlier messages, that he was a time traveler and he had to find me. Is that just something people are saying to their homies in text messages? And again, not anything that I would have placed so much emphasis on back when he was saying it, but it came to fruition. The other parts, he did die young. Why did he think that him dying young was necessary in order to change things? He did die young. It is related to Turning Point USA. In some way or another, at the very least, we could all agree it's related to him speaking at a campus event for Turning Point USA.
Nope. Okay, she definitely believes that he was a time traveler. Okay, Charlie Kirk also believed he was a time traveler, according to Candace Owens now. Somehow I have my doubts about that. Somehow I don't believe that one. Why is she speaking about anybody like this? Like, to put everything else aside, like, why is she putting Charlie Kirk up like this Christ-like figure? Something I don't believe that Kirk would want as a very extremely devout Christian person. I don't think that he would appreciate that much, don't you think? And then claiming that he like had to die young for this martyrdom to bring forward a new cultural revolution of the right-wing online trolls. Like, okay, sure. You know what? Sure.
And I think we would all agree that his death and the manner that they did it changed the world in ways that I don't think we can fully realize, or certainly not in a way that I can articulate. You just cannot pretend that all of this is one big unhappy coincidence. It's entirely plausible, I think, that they knew something about Charlie. And that's why they had him marked and had him monitored and had him likely followed since he was young.
Okay, so now she's saying that Charlie Kirk was a time-traveling being marked in his youth by these agents to keep track of him because he was too powerful, I suppose. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to roll with it. Let's just roll with it because it's more fun that way, right? The world's more fun when we lie and just pretend that things are a fantasy land, right? So let's just go with Candace here and see where this leads and just have fun along this insane roller coaster that she's putting us through.
So when for the first time in his life, because I do believe he was managed, I mean, I've already said I was handled. I didn't recognize that I had agents. And for the first time in his life, Charlie peeks his head up and starts to push back in a meaningful way. They couldn't stop him from becoming bigger. That seemed to be inevitable. But they panicked. They seemed to have panicked, right? I mean, this is just starting to happen within a year. When Charlie's going like, hey, man, I don't actually think this. I don't actually believe this. And then he goes, you know what? Take the money. Take the money out of the organization. And they panicked. They freaked out. And their solution was, no, just kill him. Just kill him. We can't have this.
All right, I think I finally pieced it together. The CIA found ancient Sumerian technology in Iraq that allowed them to time travel forward and backwards through time. And they saw Charlie Kirk, the time traveler Charlie Kirk, traveling through time through their looking glass operation, and then decided to track him since he was a young child throughout his adolescence into his youth through a secret CIA program and using state agents. Then, when he began to rebel against the cultural narrative that they were feeding him through their agents and that they wanted him to say, they decided to kill him. All right. I think I've got it. As long as Candace doesn't throw any more curveballs, that's the story.
That I didn't feel the same way and that I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien my entire life. Just do not get it here. This planet is ghetto. That's how I feel. I don't understand it. The rules don't make sense. I think that's also why I like cats so much. I feel that they can relate to that. They think humanity is ghetto. They don't want to be around us. They don't like us. They know it's ghetto. It is ghetto here, right?
Okay, so now she thinks she's an alien. All right, yeah, no. That complicates things a little bit. What is going on in the right-wing online circles right now? You know, like this is your messenger? A woman who thinks that she's an alien talking about her time-traveling friend who got shot by the CIA? Like, I cannot believe this is real. Candace Owens just seems to be diving into the most deranged, out there conspiracies in an attempt to garner attention, sympathy, popularity by just having the most insane ideas of all time just to get attention and clicks and make her show more popular. Like, I really don't understand what her end goal could be here because she's just isolating herself from pretty much everyone. I even saw a clip earlier of Nick Fuentes, of all people, trashing Candace Owens for these takes. But I'm not even going to give Nick Fuentes the time of day being on screen, so just take my word for it, okay? But the strangest thing is that it's kind of working. Right? Candace Owens has a extremely large fan base and it's growing. She has hundreds of thousands of people tuning into her live streams every single day for like an hour, where half of it is just ads. But hey, as long as she just continues conspiracy peddling, well, that seems like the least bad, awful thing she could maybe do. Maybe. There's just a lot of scary news out there right now, so I figured we'd have some fun today talking about the ramblings of Candace Owens and just seeing how the online right seems to be losing their grasp on reality a little bit here. So if you like this video, be sure to leave a like down below, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really is the best and easiest way to show your support. And hey, it's free, so do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, and have a nice day. Goodbye.